morning! It's been a week of trying to lose weight, and I'd say we've been fairly successful. We are currently down 3.6 pounds since day 1. Now, a lot of this is probably water weight. But that's okay, it's a start and we'll take all the wins we can get. I'm thinking if we can get below 170, then my body might find a new set point to try to stabilize around, and then we'll work from there. Let's talk about 3 things I've learned about food during this first week of trying to lose 30 pounds in 100 days. First thing is, I need to get chips out of my house. I adore sour cream and onion flavor so much, and it is just so ridiculously hard to exercise self-control around them. I eventually ended up being able to avoid them, but why go through that pain? Just get them out, or at least out of my sight. The second thing is, my mother seems to only know how to cook for an army, which means I end up eating the same thing for almost a week. For example, this is part of my breakfast, braised beef shank. Absolutely delicious. I'm pretty sure I've had the same beef 3 to 4 days in a row now. Getting kind of sick of it. And the problem with that is I end up overeating because I just want to eat more food to try and satisfy a craving, which can't be satisfied because none of the things I'm eating are satisfactory. And finally, the third thing, and I'm not sure if this information is important to me right now, but I learned that people with PCOS, that's polycystic ovarian syndrome, tend to have hunger cravings and also binge eat. I don't think I really binge eat, or I'm misunderstanding what binge eating is, but the reality is I crave food all the time, and I feel like I'm always hungry. Don't get me wrong, a meal still satisfies me. However, it doesn't last long enough. You see, this is the meal I had for breakfast today. Approximately 850 calories, including the braised beef I had beforehand. And for me, after an hour, I feel like I could eat again. And 2 hours after that, I'm really craving food at that point. So you can see how quickly calories can start adding up for me if I'm trying to keep myself satisfied. So based on this, what I'm gonna improve for next week. 1. For sour cream and onion chips, I have 1 bag left in the house. I told my mom to hide it and get it out of my sight. I'm hoping she can just eat all of it, finish it, and I don't have to see it ever again. As for point number 2, the fact that I'm eating the same thing for multiple meals in a row, I'm going to try to keep only 2 meals worth of that food in the fridge, and the rest should be frozen. That way I can have more variety down the road. And as for the third problem of PCOS, that's a bit of a tough one. I think I'm just gonna try fasting on Fridays, the entire Friday. There's a bunch of metabolic benefits to it. I can talk about that in another video, but I'm not sure how many people are actually interested in the science. Maybe it'll also help shrink my stomach a bit, and it'd be really nice if I could feel full with less volume. That way, maybe I can have more meals throughout the day, and it might make the cravings easier to deal with. The problem with that is eating takes time. It just seems bloody inefficient. Ooh, a bonus thing I learned during dinner today. Eggplant with egg tofu is a delectable delight with really low calories with the volume that I can eat. So I'm gonna do more of that. Pork ribs, however, are ridiculously calorie dense, and honestly, I like them less than pork belly. So those are out. Just gone. Not doing that anymore. I feel like if I had any other meat, I would have been within the 1700 calories that I would preferably like to be eating within. We're about 300 calories over today, and I'd say it's probably due to the pork ribs. So yeah, they can go bye-bye. As for physical activity, I walked my dog today, and I really wanted to hit 10k steps, but it was just rainy and dreary, yada yada yada, excuses. But I did plan on playing some VR to make up for the last 2,000 steps that I had not taken earlier in the day. But as a responsible adult, I had to do my work first. And by the time I was done, I was playing VR at 2 a.m., which is technically exercise for tomorrow. I'll talk about my thoughts and learnings for exercise tomorrow. Good night.